Welcome back to Days Drama Digest TV, your ultimate destination for all the juiciest, most shocking Salem gossip. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive deep into our favorite soap opera, even though the news we are bringing you is completely heartbreaking. Grab your tissues, lock your doors, and get comfortable because we have a massive, tear-jerking storyline to unpack today that will leave you speechless. Honestly, what we are about to discuss is going to shake Salem to its very core, and I am still trying to wrap my head around it. We are talking about the highly anticipated, yet deeply dreaded, storyline surrounding Chanel Dupree's pregnancy and her impending labor. According to the latest timeline updates for August 8th, this beautiful journey of motherhood is about to take a terrifying, incredibly dark turn. Salem is about to experience the brutal, unforgiving cycle of life and death in a way that will leave us all completely devastated. Chanel is going to experience sudden, agonizing pains out of nowhere, realizing with absolute horror that she might be going into premature labor. And you won't believe what happens next. She is rushed to Salem University Hospital, where she will face some incredibly scary, life-threatening complications. Can you believe it? After everything this beautiful couple has been through, they are being hit with this massive, insurmountable tragedy. But here is the twist that makes this entire situation so incredibly frustrating and heartbreaking for us viewers. As many of you diehard fans already know, the behind-the-scenes drama has been just as chaotic and dramatic as the on-screen storylines. Raven Bowens, the incredible actress who brings Chanel to life, has reportedly been fired from the show. That is crazy. When a soap opera fires a beloved actress without instantly announcing a recast, it usually means one very grim, permanent thing for the character. We are absolutely terrified, and our biggest prediction right now is that this is the definitive, tragic end of Chanel Dupree. If she dies while giving birth, it is going to be a monumental, canvas-altering loss for the show. And it gets even worse because Carson Boatman, who plays our beloved Johnny DiMera, has also been let go. So, the writers absolutely have to wrap up their storyline, and it looks like they are choosing the most tragic, tear-inducing route possible. Let us dive deep into the psychological profile of Chanel Dupree to truly understand the weight of this impending doom. This is a woman who came into Salem as a bit of a wild card, a rebellious spirit, but she slowly transformed into the beating heart and soul of the younger generation. She built her beloved bakery, Sweet Bits, from the ground up with her bare hands. She navigated incredibly complicated, explosive family dynamics with her larger-than-life mother, Paulina Price. And after so much romantic turmoil, she finally found her true, undeniable soulmate in Johnny DiMera. To see her vibrant life cut short right at the exact moment she is supposed to experience the ultimate joy of motherhood is just a cruel, punishing plot twist. I absolutely hate when writers build up a beautiful, slow-burn romance only to tear it down with a fatal medical crisis. Chanel's resilience has always been her defining trait, but in this sterile hospital bed, facing insurmountable medical complications, she is completely powerless. It is a stark, terrifying contrast to the strong woman we have come to love. And then we have Johnny DiMera. Oh, Johnny! My heart absolutely bleeds for this young man. If we look at his psychological state right now, he is already standing on the edge of a massive, crumbling emotional cliff. Johnny has always been the good DiMera, the legacy character who desperately tries to distance himself from the toxic, ruthless, blood-stained legacy of his father, E.J. DiMera. But lately, the hits just keep coming, relentlessly battering his spirit. He has been dealing with the absolute nightmare of his father's constant betrayals. EJ has let him down time and time again, consistently prioritizing power, money, and corporate control over the well-being of his own son. Add to that the massive, complicated mess with the Coraceal issue that has been dragging him down, and Johnny is already incredibly stressed, anxious, and disillusioned with his family name. But wait, the trauma does not stop there. Johnny's also caught in the peripheral fallout of the devastating Lexi Carver situation. As we know from our recent updates, EJ has been secretly hiding a dying Lexi at the DiMera mansion after shockingly finding her in that shipping container meant for Kristen. The sheer weight of all this family trauma, the endless lies, the toxic deceit, and the constant, suffocating shadow of death surrounding the DiMera family is completely destroying Johnny's mental health. He is a young man who just wants to build a pure, loving, untainted family with Chanel, far away from his father's dark machinations. So, imagine the absolute psychological destruction that will occur if he loses his beautiful wife and his innocent unborn child on the exact same day. It would completely break his mind into a million irreparable pieces. Let us break down exactly how this terrifying hospital scene is likely going to play out on our screens. Chanel is going to be screaming in unimaginable pain, clutching her stomach as the medical staff swarms the room. The heart monitors will be blaring that terrifying, rapid, continuous beep that every soap fan dreads, and the doctors will be rushing in with sheer, unadulterated panic on their faces. Johnny will likely be aggressively pushed out into the cold, sterile hallway, sliding down the wall in absolute, helpless despair, burying his face in his hands. This is the kind of dramatic, award-winning, tear-jerking television that Days of Our Lives is famous for, but it is also so incredibly painful to watch. Will Johnny have to make a devastating, impossible choice between saving his wife and saving his baby? Or will the medical complications be so severe, so catastrophic, that he loses them both in one brutal fell swoop? Our darkest prediction is that the tragedy will be absolute. Johnny is going to face the heartbreaking, world-shattering news that both Chanel and his precious baby did not survive the night. Honestly, if Johnny loses his entire future, his entire reason for breathing, in that delivery room, what is left for him in Salem? Absolutely nothing. This brings us to the perfect, albeit tragic, exit storyline for Carson Boatman. After the tragic deaths of Chanel and the baby, Johnny is going to look around Salem and realize that this town has given him nothing but pain, grief, and betrayal. His father, EJ, is a constant source of disappointment and toxic manipulation. The Demera mansion, once a symbol of his heritage, now just feels like a cold mausoleum of broken dreams, dark secrets, and hidden dying relatives like Lexi. Johnny is going to realize, with crystal clarity, that he cannot heal in the exact same toxic environment that broke him. He is completely fed up with Salem, fed up with the Demera curse, and who can blame him? And you know exactly where he is going to go. Yes, you guessed it. He is going to pack his bags, turn his back on his father forever, and leave town to go live with his mother, the iconic, fiercely protective Sami Brady. Sami has always been Johnny's ultimate safety net, the fierce mama bear who loves him unconditionally, despite all the Demera madness that runs in his veins. Running back to Sami is the most logical, emotionally resonant conclusion to Johnny's tragic journey. He desperately needs a mother's fierce love to survive a trauma this massive and all-consuming. Leaving Salem to find solace with Sami, whether she is in Europe or wherever she is currently causing fabulous chaos, is the perfect way to write out this beloved legacy character. It gives Johnny a chance to heal off-screen, surrounded by maternal love, far away from EJ's toxic grip. Now, let us shift our focus to the massive collateral damage of this impending tragedy. How on earth is Paulina Price going to survive this? Chanel is her entire world, her pride and joy, her beautiful baby girl. The grief that is about to wash over Paulina will be a massive, suffocating tidal wave that threatens to drown her completely. We are looking at a storyline that will affect every single corner of the Salem canvas. Abe Carver, who is already dealing with the horrific trauma of Lexi dying all over again, is going to have to watch his wife Paulina completely crumble under the weight of losing her daughter. The ripple effects of Chanel's death will be felt at Sweet Bits, at the hospital, and in every single home in Salem. The cycle of life and death is a common, well-worn trope in soap operas, but losing a young, vibrant mother and her innocent baby simultaneously is an incredibly bold, highly controversial move by the writers. Fans are going to be absolutely outraged, throwing things at their televisions, and frankly, I am right there with you. Why do they have to aggressively kill off such vibrant, beloved characters just because the actors are leaving the show? Why not just do a simple recast and let them live happily ever after off-screen in Paris or somewhere beautiful? It is a creative choice that is sure to spark massive, fiery debates online for months to come. When we deeply analyze the internal logic of the show right now, this dark, depressing turn aligns perfectly with the current Gothic era of Days of Our Lives. The writers are leaning incredibly heavily into tragedy and despair. Just look at the canvas. Look at Lexi miraculously brought back from the dead only to rapidly deteriorate and die a second agonizing death while her brother EJ hides her away in a mansion. Look at Joy Wesley, facing a terrifying, out-of-nowhere leukemia diagnosis right in the middle of a bitter custody battle, forcing Alex to upend his entire life. And now we have Chanel facing fatal complications during what should be the happiest day of her life. The writers are painting a very grim, unforgiving picture of Salem right now, where absolutely no one is safe and happily ever afters are constantly being violently ripped away at the very last second. It is a thrilling, edge of your seat cliffhanger era, but it is also emotionally exhausting for us dedicated fans who just want to see our favorites smile. So, what do you guys think about this massive impending disaster? Are you emotionally prepared for the utter devastation of losing both Chanel and the baby? Do you think Johnny packing up and running away to Sami is the best, most respectful way to handle Carson Boatman's departure from the show? How will EJ react when he finally realizes that his constant betrayals, his obsession with power, and his lies have finally driven his beloved son away forever? We desperately want to hear all your brilliant fan theories, your anger, and your predictions. Drop your thoughts in the comments below because you know we absolutely love reading them and chatting with you all. This is a massive, canvas-altering turning point for the show, and we are going to be right here every single day to break down every single tear, every single scream, and every single shocking plot twist. Thank you so much for tuning in to Today's Drama Digest TV, and we will see you in the next exciting video.